Hey everyone, it's Jasmine and you're currently watching part 1 of my preppy sign tutorial. To start us off, you want to open up a color scheme of your choice and we're going to create our gradient. So to do that, you want to select your gradient tool and then click up here where your gradient is located and your gradient editor should pop up. Now you just want to take your colors from your color scheme and add them on to your gradient over here. And then once you make your gradient, click new and your gradient will be added on to all the other gradients that you have or don't have and you just made your own. So click OK, and then you want to open up a site model picture of your choice, and I'm using Abby Tulo. And then I like my pictures to be in black and white, so to desaturate the picture and keep its quality, you duplicate your layer and go to Image Adjustments and then Desaturate. Then go to the blending mode up here and click color. So you still kept your quality even though you made it black and white. Now I'm going to grab my polygon lasso tool and I'm going to pause the video, but basically what you want to do is just outline the shirt, sunglasses, pants, whatever object on the site model or clothing that you decide you want to outline and add a gradient overlay to. So I'm going to do the shirt and the camera. And I'm going to pause the video and then we'll continue when I'm done. Alright, so now what I've done is I've outlined the shirt and the camera of the site models. And I'm just going to make a brand new layer now and select my gradient tool. Then with that, just drag it all the way down. Now for your blending modes, you could use overlay, you could use color, you could use soft light, which is what I'm going to use. It basically just depends on what you like. And then once you find what you like, you can also change the opacity. You don't have to, but you can. And in this case, I'm not. And then I'm just going to click Control D on my keyboard, which is going to deselect everything. So now I'm going to right click on any one of my layers and then merge visible. Once you merge visible, you most likely have this lock here. Just double click it and then click OK, which will give you the opportunity to be able to delete your background now. So I'm going to pause the video again, and instead of outlining something on the site model, now you want to outline the actual site model. So I'm going to pause it and I'll continue when I get back. Okay, so now that I have the site model outlined, I'm going to click delete on my keyboard, and that is going to delete all of the background. And if your site model deleted instead of the background, don't worry, just go up to edit and step backward, or you can click Control Z on your keyboard, which will undo that background deletion, or I should say your site model deletion, and then just go up to select and inverse and then click delete on your keyboard. So now to continue, I'm going to deselect everything, which is Control D on your keyboard, and I'm going to go up to Alright, and I'm going to go up to, or go down to stroke, or go to FX and stroke, and then I'm going to make the size 1. Fill type should be by default color, and then make your color white, and then click OK twice. Then duplicate your layer, drag the layer under, go to stroke, FX and stroke, size 2, fill type pattern, pattern should be your scanline pattern, and then click OK. Then duplicate your layer one more time, bring that layer under, FX and stroke, size 3, fill type gradient, your gradient should be what's selected, and then you can select whatever whatever angle you'd like, and I'm going to use -90, and then I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to right click and merge visible, and there's something wrong with my picture, so I'm just going to fix that with a quick eraser tool. And you don't have to do that, but there's just something wrong with my picture. But anyways, once you right click and merge visible on any one of your layers, you can double click the layer that you have now and go to drop shadow, and then everything should stay the same except for the distance. You want to make it 0. And if you double click the picture, that's another way to do the whole stroke thing that we did earlier, but FX is the way I learned it, so you can also do it that way. But now you want to select your magic wand tool, make sure the contiguous box is unchecked and the anti-alias box is checked, and then select your background. Then go up to select and inverse, and then go to select again, and then modify and expand. Here you can make the pixels anything you want. I suggest anything from 10 to 30 if you have a really big picture, but you can use whatever you like. So I'm going to use about 20 on this one because the picture's bigger than what I usually use. And then I'm going to make a new layer and drag that layer under and select my I'm going to select my gradient tool, and then I'm just going to drag my gradient down. Now I'm going to take the brush tool and I'm going to get a brush that I want to use, and I'm going to use these star brushes. I'm going to change the size to make them suitable for the sign, and I'm going to make the color white. You should always make your color white, but it depends on what you like, so just go with it. And then I'm actually going to make them, no, I'll leave them at 75. Alright, and then just stamp your brushes on like so. For this part you can use you could use writing brushes, diamonds, peace signs, Hollister brushes if you wanted to. You can use basically anything you want. You could even use a vector for this part, but in this case I'm going to use stars. And you can also change the opacity of the stars by going up here and changing the opacity, but I like to keep it at 100 if I'm using just one brush. So I'm going to finish this. And then I'm going to deselect, Control D on your keyboard, and then do the same thing that you did with your site model, the whole stroke thing. You go to FX and stroke, size 1, color should be white, and then click OK, and then duplicate it. Drag that layer under, FX and stroke, size 2, fill type pattern should be scan lines, click OK. Then duplicate your layer one last time, drag it under, FX stroke, size 3, fill type gradient should be your gradient, and then the same angle you put it at last time, you want to do it this time too. And I'm going to click OK. Then just right click on any one of the layers and merge visible. Part 1 is pretty much done, and on part 2 you're going to learn how to make your vector. So thanks for watching this tutorial, and check out part 2.